In this challenge, you were to put together a area plan and a room plan and also set up a color scheme. And basically what I did here is I took the block plan initially, which is a view. And there's a number of things I could have done, but basically what I did is I went to the second floor view and I made sure that the blocks that I had created in the block plan showed up here. As you can see here, this is basically the mass element for this particular room. And then what I did is I just went ahead and took the wall tool here, of which I took the architectural. I had set up a wall for a 4.5-inch wide interior partition and then just sketched right over the blocks. And just took a minute or two to go ahead and do that. And then when I was done, I just basically came in here and clicked on one of the blocks, went to hide in view, and I went ahead and hid the blocks that I made by category. So now I was pretty much done with that. The room plan basically was set up. One of the things that you should think about when doing room plans is visibility graphics. So you can type in VG, and when you go to visibility graphics, you go down to rooms and make sure interior fill is turned on. That way, when you look at your drawing, the room elements actually do show. Now, in this case, it was just coming up here and picking up the rooms and putting them into place, then going around and changing the tags. Now, the tag itself, if you recall, when you do the room tag, if you look over here in properties, there were a couple different types. In the challenge, you were asked to use the room tag with area, not the default one, which is just room tag, but with area. So if you'd missed that, this is where you would have picked that up. So it was just kind of my choice as far as how to set these up. These basically were room separation lines. I just wanted to put the workstations in buckets and go from there. The next thing to do was to make a area plan. Area plan, if you made one, actually for rentable, was down here in area plans. And it was pretty straightforward in that you just pick up area plan. And when you do that, it's going to ask you for what type, either gross building or rentable. And I said rentable. And then because the second floor has already been done, these are the last remaining choices that I have. So generally, that's how this plan was started. The next thing that was done was to add in and divide up the space. Now, to do that, I used the area boundary tool. And basically what I did is I just kind of leveled off areas that I thought I would need to make this work. In essence, what I wound up having, and again, this is visibility graphics here, under areas, I turned on interior fill to take a look at it. And this is what I have. So when I look at offices, those are all the offices that I had put together for that group. Open office area is just this one. However, the general area is pretty good size. And each one of these workstations has got its own separate area that is set up. You can see that. The next thing was to come up with a color scheme. So going back up the browser, click on Scheme by Room. And this is what I came up with. In order to get a color scheme going, you go to Properties. And in Properties, you'll find a category called Color Scheme. And you click the Edit button there and pick that. Now, in this case, we wanted to do just rooms. So we picked in the category just rooms. We picked name, and we had as a title room legend. And as far as what we were interested in was the name of the rooms. This all automatically filled in. That's all we had to do. And just go ahead and press OK, and this is what you get. Lastly, what you wanted to do was put in a legend. And by going off to the Annotate tab here and going to Color Fill Legend, all you have to do is click it, and it will then go ahead and bring in the legend for you. In essence, there is 3 steps that you had to do in here. Draw the walls, go ahead and do the room elements, and then do all the area elements, and then lastly, do the color scheme. Again, this might take a little bit more time to do, but this was a good practice for you to try again and see if you could maybe even change the floor plan in some way.